All right, guys. What is up? What is happening? What is going on? So, yeah, I'm going to give it a second for, everything to kind of lock in and there we go. Some people be in the room and stuff. But listen, man, I'm ready to get down and dirty with with you guys on this. If you are struggling, let me just go ahead and put this. I'm going to put this link in the chat here in the comments. I'd love for you to come on um, and share with me your situation. Struggling, whatever it is. And also in the comments, if you just don't want to come on live and talk, let me know what your situation is in the comments. I'm literally looking to help you guys through whatever your situations are because I've been through all this. You guys know my story. I got in, made a bunch of money, lost everything, was sleeping in my car for a little over a year. Worked on an oil rig, was roofing houses, serving tables, all that stuff. Got back in real estate, fought and clawed my way back. So I just want you to know that number one, it should not be in any way embarrassing for you to step back and get a job if that's what you have to do, but do not quit real estate. If anybody tries to talk smack about you doing this, then you don't need to be friends with them anyway. You need to disassociate yourself with those negative people because guess what? You know how this story is going to end. You're going to be on top because whenever I lost everything and went back to doing my thing outside of real estate, there wasn't a doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to end up on top. See, that's the thing. Okay, so we got this fake Ricky trying to sell Bitcoin and stuff. Let me get in here. I'm going, where can I find you, Mr. Ricky? Try to get in here and block you right quick. Let's see. Can I block him right here? Oh, block user. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully that does it. I don't know if it will or not. Let's see. And I don't know if that's. What's up, Colin? Harry? What's happening, guys? All right, let me go. I'm trying to block this fake Ricky trying to sell you guys Bitcoin. I put a link there in the comments. I'll put it again right here for you guys. If you want to join me, come on live. Tell me your situations. Let's talk about it. But also, put in the chat there, and I'll share some of those comments in just a second. Right after I try to find Ricky on Facebook, I really want to get that guy out of here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Bam. See my profiles. All right. Cool. Give me just a sec, guys, and I'm going to get rid of this fake Ricky for us. And then we're going to dive right into this thing. Let's see. Where are you at, fake Ricky? You are a nuisance. I don't know where fake Ricky might be, honestly. I guess I got him out of there. Cool. All right, let's go. Seth. Seth. You there, Seth?
Oh man, we actually got in, huh?
Yeah, you're in, bro. How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Good, bro. Tell me where you're at. Where are you located? How long you had a license?
Cool, cool. You want me to open the camera or is it not necessary?
Yeah. Open your camera, bro. Let's see what you got. There you go.
All right, cool, cool. So I'm in New Jersey, in North New Jersey. We actually, I believe we kind of exchanged DMs over Instagram before through Dan O'Neill. Not
Okay.
sure if you remember. But I'm currently 20 years old. I've been licensed for about a year and a half, closer to 2 now. Recently joined a team, got a lot of momentum going because of it.
Okay.
So buyers mostly, as well as rentals.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, and I'm just trying to, I guess, build a really good infrastructure, really good foundation, so I
Mhm.
can then continue to collect listings rather than doing cold calls. Because
Okay.
I tried cold calls, I just felt like it wasn't kind of my thing.
Mhm.
And I thought maybe I should go the long term, get all these buyers under my belt, and then after a few years passes, slowly get listings, referrals, things like that.
I mean, you don't lose either way, right?
Yeah.
So, when I got back in the business in 2008, I focused on like half my time on buyers that were buying these foreclosures at half price that I knew would resell them later. So they would
Hmm.
become listings. And then they would upgrade and refer 10 people to me. But then I spent the other half of my time going after listings. And so you made the comment like something like, I want to just get listings instead of, or I want to get listings, not make cold call. What'd you say about cold calls?
Like instead of making the cold calls, kind of getting listings from my previous clients or
Oh,
referrals
I
that way.
got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Here's the thing though, right? So that works, but man, does it take a long time. Why wouldn't you just start getting listings now? Because you don't want to call somebody?
No, not because of that. It's just like, to be very, very frank, like calling somebody and then kind of annoying them, pissing them off just makes me feel
Yeah.
bad. It's not more so a me thing. Like I wouldn't
Why are
care at
you
the
annoying them? Why are you annoying them? Why are you pissing them
because
off?
they feel the people that do answer. I guess at the end of the day, they on the in the conversation they usually say, I had 20 people call me today. No, I'm
Mhm.
not selling. This is
Yeah.
like maybe at least 70-80% of the people that
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
up the
yeah.
phone. You know,
Right. So why wouldn't you say, "Great, I'm not calling you to sell your house."
I mean, I do say like, how can I help? Is there any way I can help you today
Yeah, but
instead of
here's
selling?
but this is what I'm saying though. When they say, "I'm not selling my house," you're the 10th realtor that called. Why don't you say, "I understand, ma'am, but here's the thing. I'm not trying to sell your house." See, dude, it's all about your communication, right? It's not about them. It's about how you handle them in a way that communicates to them that you are there to help them, not just try to sell their house. Unless, in fact, you are only there to try to sell their house, right? If you're there just to sell their
Yep.
house and make some money, then yeah, don't do cold calls because you're going to get a lot of people cussing you out. But if you're calling to do community outreach to see what it is you can do to help them, then you're going to be really successful with cold calling, right?
Yeah.
You have to change your mentality around, man, because here's the thing. Like if you um like regardless of whatever, lead generation type activity you want to go out there and try to tackle, it's all going to come back to the same thing, talking to these property owners. The only way you're going to get listings. Now you can play the like really long game with like representing buyers and then as they resell their properties years later represent them as sellers. I
Hmm.
played that game too, but guess what? I wasn't like I was let me get listings now and let me get listings later. You're saying I'll just get listings later. And if you really want to excel, then you have to think of yourself more as a volunteer worker doing community outreach. Like these people need your help, bro. And the fact that you're scared to call them because you think they're going to get mad is just a cop out so that you don't have to make the calls. When in fact, what you should be doing is thinking, man, these people need help. I need to call and see what it is I can do to help them.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's all about how you react to what they say. Right? Give me another really bad, like, okay, I don't want to sell my house. You're the 10th agent that called. Well, ma'am, before you go, I just want you to understand something. I'm not trying to get you to sell your house, A, and B, I know a lot of agents have called, but I haven't called you. You haven't talked to me yet. right? If you would just take a second to hear me out here, because all I'm trying to do is see if there's something I can do to help you, right?
Yep.
Okay, give me another one.
Let's see. Well, half of the people, like about 30%, is like just completely random people that don't even own the house when they pick up, usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 70% is the kind of responses that I'm getting from what I shared.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I guess it takes a lot of skill set as well to handle the conversation and steer it
Mm-hmm.
the way that you're talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. It does take a lot of skill and a lot of experience that you need to get under your belt as soon as possible. And you delaying making the calls and gaining that experience is just going to delay the success that you want. You need to get that
Yeah,
you need to get that experience and gain those skills you're talking about faster, not slower.
yeah, I
I
see.
do I listen, I'm a get it done kind of person. I'm going to go get it done now. I'm not going to wait to go get it done. This is do or die. I got a family. Like it needs to happen now. I'm not going to wait for stuff to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not going to
Hmm.
magically develop skills because I'm representing buyers now. And hopefully by the time they turn into sellers, I'll know how to talk to people. Not going to happen. And guess what? Depending on how you handle that, those buyers, you're not guaranteed to get those listings either. You're not guaranteed to get those listings when those people when those buyers relist the properties. You're banking on something that's not even guaranteed. Why not like try to touch as many people in your market as possible? So you got to get over the hump
Hmm.
of, oh, well, 30% of people, they don't even own the home. So, like, great. Are you looking for a good agent? Yeah. Let me ask you this while I got you on the phone. I know it sounds kind of funny, but are you looking for a really good real estate agent right now for any reason? If not, do you have one that you would use if you ever decided to buy or sell? No? Great. Listen, at some point, I'm sure you would. I'd love to stay in touch with you. Would that be okay? Turn those wrong numbers in. Dude, you know how many wrong numbers that I did deals with? Millions of dollars worth of properties. Because, bro, I'm not looking for deals. I'm looking for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. That makes sense. What about the approach of kind of spending a like time throughout the day for social media? How would you go about
All
that? Like, what's
afternoon.
on my
Make
mind?
calls all morning, and make videos all afternoon.
How do you have the energy for that?
What do you
As
mean?
an introvert, especially.
If I don't want to make videos, I can do written content. I can do blogs. I can do images and written word. I can do email marketing.
Yeah.
There's so many things I can do outside of video that still is social media, right?
Hmm.
If I'm introverted and I don't want to do video, don't do video. Go write blogs, work on SEO for Google searches. That's free leads. Do all the social media platforms with written word and be a real estate poet. Write words about deals that make people say, "Wow, you know, who wrote that? I want to know who." I mean, a lot of videos get engagement because of the copy on the video, right? The words that are written in the post, that's like 50% of the post. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
So you could just do written word. I'm just throwing ideas out there. You're throwing objections at me, and I'm saying, well, here's a workaround.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Cool. Anything else, bro?
I
I'm gonna
mean,
hop to somebody else.
no, no, I appreciate it. But it sounds like cold calling is like a requirement
It's not a
on your
requirement.
end, and
It's not a
and
requirement.
it's not a requirement, but it's the
It's not
fastest
a.
way to get listings.
It is the fastest way because because to get a listing, right? For somebody to say, I want Seth to be my listing agent, they have to feel like Seth is already their friend before they make the decision to list their property, to sell their property, right? So the object of the game is to create as many friends in the market with property owners as humanly possible. How do you make friends with property owners? Well, you have to talk to them and you have to make friends with them. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can do that through social. You can make video. You can get warm. You can warm them up to you before you talk to them. You
Yep.
know, you can have advertisements where they're calling in. You've got Zillow, leads of sellers. There's things. But there again, all those things, you can do YouTube videos, all those things. You're kind of like putting in work and then waiting for people to reach out to you
Mm-hmm.
versus let me just call the exact person I want to list their property right now and create that relationship and do that over and over and over and over and over again now. So yes, it is the fastest way to get the most listings. Yes.
Got it. And with that, do you just follow up with them, email them, and just kind of stay in front of them as much as humanly possible?
Exactly, man. So what you want to do is you want to talk to them, right? Follow my scripts, watch the videos of me making calls, create that great first impression, and then weekly email forever. Same day of the week
Mm-hmm.
forever. Right? They never forget who you are, man. They got that great first impression. They never forget you. And if you end up doing a deal with them, in the deal, you like went over the top to make that transaction super smooth and there wasn't any hiccups. When there was problems, you took care of it immediately and all that stuff. They're never going to use another agent. And then the weekly email continues to be that foundation of re-engagement, right? Where they just never forget you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to
Yeah,
create it every
100%.
week. So what am I talking about here, guys? Like a lot of coaches and trainers will sell you the dream, right? Sell you the dream. I'm not going to sell you the dream. I'm going to tell you that you got to go work. You got to put work in on the phone. You got to go build your own email. And why am I telling you all this? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. It's what I did.
Yep.
I'm not here to sell anybody a dream, to sell you a course, to sell you a coaching program. I'm here to tell you what you need to do over the next 3 to 5 years to crush it.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for having me on here. Interesting. I just clicked on a link and I'm in front of Ricky.
There you go, bro. Hey, enjoyed it, man. We'll
Thanks.
talk to you soon. Hit me up.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you.
Mhm.
Let's stay in touch.
Yeah, all right. But hey, I see you guys in the waiting room. Give me a second. I want to look at the comments real quick and just see if there's any quick little questions I can pop real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, and two, yeah, I'm gonna put this link here just about my events coming up. Zero to diamond.com/events. I'm gonna be in Chicago, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, also working on Nashville, Denver, Orlando, Lexington, Sacramento, Richmond. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Let's see. Any tips to a paper CRM? Okay, let's see. Any tips to a paper CRM? Try digital, but getting clients from too many directions: Facebook, text, calls, emails, TikTok. I would say collect all that data and put it all in a. I use Constant Contacts to send my weekly email. Have one place as like your main place where like everything goes, and that's kind of your main thing. Eddie says, I'm calling Geo leads now a couple days, a lot of voicemails and hangups. I'm fine with it as long as I keep dialing people that what it matters to me. I listen to you and whatever you say and do. Okay, I thought it was going to be a question. Way to go, Eddie. What do I recommend to be organized? I'm all over. That's such a crazy question because everybody has that problem, including me. So again, try to keep it very simple. Everything in one spot. That's why I like Constant Contacts and not a CRM. The CRM that does all this automation on the back end. I like simple where I know exactly what my clients are getting. every week, and everything's in one spot. Also, here's my organization. Look, like this is my daily schedule. This is like all my notes for the day. This is everything that I'm doing. Appointments, prospects, all that good stuff. 1 second, guys, in the waiting room. Just want to make sure there's no crazy questions I want to address right this second. What do I say to buyers I haven't talked to in 3 to 6 months? I would call them up and I would say, "Hey, how you doing? How's it been? Do you remember me?" And all that stuff, and say, "Listen, I don't remember exactly how we left it 3 to 6 months ago, but I wanted to call and make sure you weren't waiting on me for anything, or that I'm not leaving you hanging in any kind of way." Right? I'm gonna say, I don't. I'm just calling to see how you're doing, to see if you need anything. I don't want to leave you hanging in any kind of way. Almost to the end of the comments. Okay, how can you avoid commission breath being a year in the business with no deals yet? By getting a job, by having a job that takes care of your bills. So now your bills are taken care of, and now you don't have commission breath. And then learn to be patient and just grind it out. Try to help people. If you don't have 10,000 hours, then the road will be long. All right. Cool. The chat is off the chain. I can't even see all the comments there. So let me just get Chris. How do you pronounce it?
Crystal.
Okay, Crystal. I didn't know if it was Crystal or Shrystal. You never know. How you doing?
Crystal. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you even more for what you're doing for the real estate community. It means a lot to me. So I know it means a lot to everyone else. I mean, it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. No
Glad to
cost
do it.
coaching. Thank you. Okay, so I've had my real estate license for quite some time now, but I've always worked a full-time job. I work on a job, honestly, that I really don't want to do. I'd much rather be selling real estate, right? So I've had this on again and off again career, and so now I want to restart my career, but I'm a little stuck in the steps that I should take. Well, this morning I came across your the cold calling kind of the challenge that you had. So it was the second call one with Aiden, and then the other guy from Texas. And then it was just like ding, 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 this light went off, right? Because that's what I do. I work on phones. I'm great at what I do when I'm working for someone else. And so I can't believe all of this time I haven't been doing phone prospecting, right? And so I've committed to doing that, but I'm not sure about where the leads come from. So, I mean, can you speak on that or give me some tips?
Where the leads come from that you're going to call?
Yeah.
So, zero-to-diamond.com, there's courses, right? So I have a circle prospecting course, expired course, 60-day challenge, social media, all that stuff, right? And it's free. And like, it's not even like long, it's real short. Each course is real short. And it's like, here's what you do. Here's where you get the phone numbers. Here's how you do this. Here's the scripts. Here's videos of me making calls. Boom, go do it. It's really 1, 2, 3 punch. Cause again, it's free. So I don't have to try to create this long dramatic course for you guys. I can just say, here's how you do it. But you're going to use RedX is the best I've found.
Okay.
Right. So you can go to redxdiscount.com. To get a discount and get geo leads. That's where you can pick any subdivision and get all the phone numbers for all the owners in the subdivision. You pick it, you call them, and then you work with them, right? Those are leads. To me, those are leads, right? So like you got Zillow and realtor.com and Facebook leads and all this stuff. To me, those are the same. To me, those are all exactly the same as just calling property owners in your market. It's the exact same thing to me. Exactly. It's the exact same conversation. It's the exact same tone. It's the exact same results. That's
Okay.
just my opinion.
Okay. Now, if I had let's say $2,000 to invest, how would you suggest I spend that?
Red X will cost you like around $500 a month to get GeoLeads plus, expired plus, um, a multi-line dialer, and ad builder. That's all you need, honestly.
$500 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have that right now.
You said you have $2,000.
Yeah, I do. Oh, so you're saying start invest the
So
$2,000. I get it. Okay.
so here's the thing. For $500 a month, right? You get 7,500 property owners of your choice. 7,500. Okay, you have
Mm-hmm.
a 10% you have a 10% pickup rate. That's 750 people that you talk to if you dialed all 7,500. Okay,
Okay.
you can do that with the multi-line dialer. So let's say you call half of them. That's 300 people you talked to. Okay, it's 300 property owners of your choice that you talk to for $500, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even so. With expired, you can go back 10 years worth. Let's take expireds off the table, right? Let's just
Mm-hmm.
get geo leads. Hell, let's just get regular geo leads. Regular
Okay.
geo leads are $60. Multi-line dollars like 120 or something. So we're talking $170. And I believe you get 2,500 a month with
Mm-hmm.
regular geo leads. For like $170 a month, you could have 2,500. Call all 2,500 in the month. You're going to talk to 250 property owners of your choice. Let's say those numbers are bad. Let's say it's worse than that. Let's say you talk to 200. Okay,
Okay.
you talked to 200. Let's say half of them you have a great conversation with. So that's 100. Okay, you talked to 100 and had a great conversation for $170,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is what is that? That's $1.70, $1.70 per great conversation with the exact property owner you want to do business with.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds great.
I don't
Thank you.
know. I don't
I
know.
I wasn't thinking, and that's why I needed you.
We have to think like, okay, Zillow leads cost what, $100, $200?
Well, I didn't even know if Zillow leads worked. And then there's so much chatter out there,
Zillow leads
with
do work.
Zillow being the competition, and
Zillow
so
leads do work.
they
And
do.
Zillow's
Okay.
not the competition. They've helped us in the industry, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I used to have to take a buyer and they call me with criteria that they want to buy. And then I have to go look that criteria up on uh, on MLS, send them a list of property. I got to keep my eye on the market, right? And I got to send them stuff. They got to take the list I send them and narrow it down to the houses they want to see. They
Mm-hmm.
send that back to me. We go back
Right.
and forth. Now, all those hours I used to spend on every client to help them find a house, I spend 0 hours because they look at all the houses on Zillow and then they call me and just say, "Hey, I want to see these houses." And it literally, Zillow created a situation where now I sell more houses in less time, way less time. It's
Mm-hmm.
the same thing that's going to happen with AI and Chat GPT and all this stuff going on there. It's just going to make our lives easier where we're more efficient. We can do more in less time. We can sell more properties in less time. There's no way I could sell 100 deals, 100 houses a year, like I did for so long without
Mm-hmm.
MLS. MLS was the greatest thing that ever happened to, US agents,
For
but
sure.
also Zillow. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it cut the time that I was spending closing buyers in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
um,
I
they're not
receive
the
it.
competition. They're helping us, right? They're cutting the
Mm-hmm.
time that we used to spend on buyers in half. But yeah, no, Zillow leads work, right? But here's the thing. Zillow, they're sending you a random person in your market's contact information that might want to buy or sell, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're giving that to you for whatever, $100, 200, 35% referral fee. I don't know.
All right.
But that's a random person in your market's contact information that might buy or sell for, let's just say $100 versus the exact property owner you want to do business with, a great conversation with that person for $1.50,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But what's the difference? The difference is that you got to work for the $1.50 ones. You got to sit down and call all the people, go through all the bad numbers, get to the conversations. It takes a lot more sweat equity. And that's the part people don't want to do. That's why Zillow is still around, because agents don't want to put in sweat equity. So they'd rather just pay for a lead that they don't have to go work for. A lead just falls in their lap. I don't know.
Okay.
It works. It's just too expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's the same lead. Zillow lead and RedX lead, same lead.
Same lead.
Same lead. It's just a person in the market. The difference is I get to choose the person over here, right? And I can just call them instead of waiting for Zillow to send me a lead of somebody that wants to rent a house. Like I did Zillow for a second.
More control.
When Zillow opened up, I did it for 6 months. I did a 6-month contract and canceled it as soon as it was over. And then my dad had a salesman call him, and dad was like, let's do this again. This was last year or the year before or something. We did it for 6 months and we immediately canceled. And the guy at Zillow was like, oh, it's different now. You know, we screen the leads and all this stuff. And we would get leads and like, they're like people wanting to rent houses and, you know, stuff. It was nuts.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. I hope this helps someone else.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you, just like I'm going to tell the rest of the people right now, there's a Zoom room. It's if you go to shaneszoomroom.com, like there's a group of agents there that make calls all day, every day. You could literally go in there and collaborate. There's people in there helping people with their scripts. You know what I mean? shaneszoomroom.com.
Got it. Thank you.
See ya.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Tony.
Hey there. Hi.
How you doing, bro?
Good. Actually, I wasn't even expecting to get on here, but I'll take it. How you doing?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Oh, all good, man. First off, thanks a lot for just everything you do for this community. I'm just blown away. I'm so happy I found you.
Oh, no, I'm glad, bro.
Yeah. I guess since I'm here, I just got a quick question. You know, I'm newer back in the business. I was in production many years ago, and I had to step away. And I've recently came back into the business. And you know, I'm hitting it as hard as I can right now. And one of the things I'm doing, I don't have a lot of buyer leads. I'm taking, you know, what I can from Op City when it comes in, and I got a guy I work with in my office who shared some older leads that I've been calling on for, you know, buyers. But what I've done is I went through. I have an account with Batch Leads, and I went and I pulled a skip trace list there of homeowners to just start, you know, banging the phones and calling them, and you know, trying to dig up some potential listings. If not right away, then maybe down the road. I've had some success with that, but I'm just wondering sometimes if I've set the parameters correctly for you know, getting potentially. And I know every situation is different, but I'm just curious what you might recommend if someone's going to, you know, spend a few bucks to pull a skip trace list. What parameters would you think are best to set to pull that kind of list? So if I've set it for a certain zip code, for example.
Yeah. I'm just wanting just houses and subdivisions or on streets that I want to sell. It's real basic. I mean, are you getting into, is the question you're asking more geared towards the micro level of how long they own the house and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. Like I'm talking about, you know, like years in the property, maybe how much equity they have there.
0. I wouldn't do any parameters there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely none.
Because why is that?
Why would I?
Well, my thinking was that, you know, okay, if I'm looking for someone who has maybe 30-40% equity and they've been in the house for 10 plus years, maybe that's someone who's a little bit more likely to look to sell. Or maybe
why wouldn't a person that bought yesterday want to buy another house tomorrow?
Well, I would only think that if someone bought yesterday, they probably in it well, not literally yesterday, but within the last year, they probably have a 3% rate on their
They
mortgage.
don't
So
invest in properties.
um, that's
They
possible.
don't know people that might want to buy or sell that could refer to you.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
trying to create relationships, Tony, with every single person in my market,
Hmm.
right? You know how fast time goes by? Like, do you have kids?
I do.
How old are they?
6.
Okay. So do you remember when they were born?
Oh yeah,
Okay, how long ago does that seem?
a couple days ago.
Okay. So when somebody lives in a house for 6 years that you feel like happened in a split second, right? If you create the
Right.
relationship with that person now that bought the house within the last year, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking sell the house that they're in. What I'm thinking is them invest in another house, and if not, then 6 years that goes by like that will happen like that, and that whole 5 years because they bought it a year ago plus 6 plus minus 6 is 5,
Hmm.
then I've created that 5-year relationship with them. They're going to use me when the time comes. See, guys, the
Yeah.
thing is I'm trying to build a career. See, what the strategy you're talking about is how do I sell the most properties this year?
Hmm.
And what I'm saying is I'm going to build my 30-year career. So I'm thinking the people that bought this year, they're going to buy and sell tons of stuff. Probably do a good, I mean, on average, how many transactions do you think somebody would do over a 30-year period? Say they bought a house this year. Over the next 30 years, they're going to sell that, buy another one. That's 2. Maybe refer 3 or 4 people. Now, the way that I see it is that every relationship I put in place is worth 10 to 20 deals to me over the life of my career.
Hmm.
Okay. So, what I'm trying to do, Tony, is stack those 10 to 20, right? Okay. I talked to you. You don't want to buy or sell today, but I know that that's 10 to 20 deals over the next 30 years. Okay. The next one says, I'm not ready, but I like you a lot. I want to use you when you decide when I think I want to buy or sell. I'm going to call you, Ricky. Great. I know I just did 10 to 20 deals over the life of my career because when they do call me, because they've been getting my weekly email every single week, that I'm going to treat them like family. They're never going to use another agent, right? Then the third person I talk to says, you know what? I am ready and I like the way you're talking. Let's go ahead and do a deal today. And so
Hmm.
I'm so focused on the macro growth of my entire career versus the micro growth of this year. But you know what's
Hmm.
cool when I do that? I not only build this massive business long term, but I build a really incredible short term business because the people see how I'm talking to. Because my first thing is what do you want to do today? You
Hmm.
know, like what are you doing today, and how can I help you? I'm trying to get to the bottom of do they want to do a deal today or not? That's like step 1 for me. Do you have an agent you're working with? What can I do here? I'm thinking, what can I do here to help this person through whatever they're trying to do? But I'm not trying to, because like I feel like people that segregate out people that own for less than 3 years and have this much equity and all that stuff, I feel like you're missing some major business
Hmm.
because there's people in there that bought in the last year that got to sell. They bought in within a year and they need to get out because they got in trouble. Maybe they got relocated. Maybe something happened. There's a lot of people that bought in the last year that, guess what, own big commercial properties, right? And you end up doing, you know how many commercial deals I did of land deals around hospitals and stuff of people when I was cold calling Gulf front property owners.
Hmm.
I did apartment deals, I did land deals, I did development deals, all from people that I met through cold calling condos on the beach
Hmm.
that only owned for like 3 months. And I created friendships with them, figured out what they wanted to do, and they allowed me to represent them on these big land deals, development deals, apartment complexes. I did so many deals
Hmm.
like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
don't cut yourself short is my advice.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Hey, keep crushing it. Where are you, by the way? San Francisco?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope to be out there someday. So looking forward to meeting you.
Absolutely. 100%. Look forward to it.
Be good, bro. Sean, EXP. You're gonna have to unmute, man. We're gonna have to teach you how to use this high-end technology. Cannot hear you. You are just a talking head. That's all you are.
Unmuting. Now we're good. Are we
There we
good?
go.
And we're good. Good. Hey, I actually appreciated this. I was jamming through my KV core and trying to figure all these squeeze pages out in ADX. I was back in the business in 2010 and then got out. My wife and I, we moved to California to school, a bunch of stuff. And then came back here, started my own business. COVID crushed the business. So I thought, I'm going to go back into real estate. Why not? I'm going to do it. And it was really one of those things that I didn't make that decision until about 8 months ago, started doing the testing. So I got in like August, I think is when I got in, and it was just like, what? Obviously it just was not the same market. And I'm pretty savvy with video and stuff, so I can make my own little clips and stuff. And, I was telling my friend this morning, I said, if I get one more person saying, hey man, I love seeing your stuff on social media, I'm just going to scream, because it's like, it's not, it hasn't converted anything yet. So, I kind of slow rolled in September, October went to the big EXP convention and stuff. I've got a few clients right now that are like excited but not interested. So that was kind of my long way of just kind of laying the foundation for where I am. I mean, I'm hungry, I'm excited, but it's like that money that I had set aside to give myself that window starting to shrink. And so I was listening to you talk to some people, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna say, Ricky, coach me right now. What would you do tomorrow if you were me? What would you do today right now? Should I get up and leave this conversation right now and go somewhere else? What would you do?
I would study my MLS every single day, right? The hot sheet. I would understand the new listings coming in. I would look at closed sales pending, expires. I would just glance at that every single day so that I could slowly become a market expert really overnight. Then I want to pick out some subdivisions I really want to zero in on and really learn them from front to back. Go look at all the active listings firsthand, walk through the houses, talk to agents that have sold in those subdivisions and stuff. And then I'm going to call all the owners. I'm going to hit them with everything: direct mail, social media, phone calls. If I can do some open houses in that subdivision, I'm really going to crush that subdivision and really milk it for everything I can until I've just completely exhausted that subdivision. I'm going to do the same thing to the next one. And I'm going to go from subdivision to subdivision to subdivision, just absolutely just expanding my footprint, because I'm going to pick up a few friends in this subdivision, a few friends in that subdivision, a few friends in that subdivision, and I'm going to keep on going until I've got a good 5,000 people in my market that own property that I want to sell that are friends with me. And that'll take me a good 5 years to do that. But again, I'm not going to sell anyone the dream. This is not the dream. The dream is after you've put that work in for a decade or two, that you've got a database big enough to rely on for past clients referrals and referrals of referrals. Whereas these people they're not interviewing 3 agents. They're calling you. They're calling one agent, right? And that's the dream, to get to that part of your career. But there's so much barrier of entry to get to that part of your career that you might as well not even talk about it. You know what I mean?
It's so true.
So I would study my MLS every day, right? I would absolutely crush each subdivision one at a time, studying the history, studying every little thing about it, calling all the owners.
So when you say study the MLS, just so I can kind of get conceptually, so when you're what is that what's that information you're trying to glean? I mean, obviously then the obvious
I'm going to the hot sheet.
You going deeper?
You talking about just the general market, the hot sheet and stuff?
Okay.
I'm going to the hot sheet. I'm just looking at new listings, glancing through them, seeing if anything sticks out. When you do this, you're going to see listings that you may have buyers for, and you're like, oh man, look, this might be good for so-and-so, and you send it to them. Or you're also going to see things come up in subdivisions and condo complexes that you represented a buyer that's already in there, that owns in there. And you're going to say, man, that's cool. Something popped up in there. I'm going to send this to him and check on him and see how he's doing. It reminds you to call certain clients and stuff. But not only that, you become very hands-on with the market. You've kind of got your pulse on the market really closely. And when people start asking you about the market, you're gonna spit stuff off the top of your head. I remember when I was doing this, when I was at the top of my game, like in my market, like in it, people would say, oh, well, what about this building? And I'm like, oh, there's 4 for sale in there, ranging from, I could just say all this stuff off the top of my head because I'm watching the hot sheet every day. I see the listings as they come on. I see the same listings go under contract in a week or two. Then they close at whatever price. when you're looking at that every day, you just subconsciously become like one of the major market experts of the area really
Okay.
quickly. So you become this
Yeah.
market expert. Okay, then you're dominating each subdivision. You're
Right.
spending all morning calling on the phone, making calls, having conversations at a very high frequency, and then all afternoon you're doing your marketing, whether that's written word, SEO, blog, making videos, emails, direct mail, handwritten letters, whatever your marketing strategy is, you're going to implement that in the afternoon. It's real simple stuff, bro.
So when you're calling, because I've talked to a couple of people who've done it, and obviously I'm not afraid of the phones, but that's back when I was, selling mortgages and stuff and calling people at dinner time. When you say, banging and clanging, in the mornings, like, what's a good number? Like, how many people are you calling? Two, what are you talking about? I mean, are there like scripts? Like, I mean, we're just gonna pretend I'm at ground zero here because I am, right? So,
Yeah. So all my scripts are on zero-to-diamond.com. There's everything's totally free.
okay.
You just go there
Well,
and
you're
download all the
relatively new to
scripts.
me. I'm like I said, I've just I stumbled across you, and I was like, I heard, I don't know, I think somebody else a friend of mine was watching you, and so I kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna see what he's watching. So
I've
my
got
apologies.
courses
I'll
there.
check it
I
out.
got a ton. I got tons of courses there. They're all totally free. You can go there and download everything: the scripts, how to get numbers, videos of me making calls, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
But when I'm calling, right, I'm seeing if it's who I'm supposed to be talking to, right? Like Mr. Johnson. All right, let's do a role play, right? So you're a
Sure.
property owner. Ring, ring, ring.
Yep. Hello.
Hey, Sean.
Hi. Who's this?
Hey, hey, Sean. Ricky Caruth here. Whatever real estate in whatever area. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Cool, man. Me too. I'm enjoying the day. Isn't it gorgeous out there?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. How'd you get my number?
Oh, I found it online somewhere. Listen, I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but there was a house right around the corner from you that just sold. Just calling to see if there's anything in the world I could do for you today.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Cool, cool, cool. Is there an agent that you would work with if you were to do something?
No, we've lived here for a while. We're good.
Gotcha, man. Cool. Well, listen, I'm sure at some point in the next 5 or 10 years, let's say, I'm sure you're probably going to buy or sell a piece of real estate, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Cool. Listen, hey, I'm just here to help. I'd love the opportunity to work with you when that day comes. Would it be all right if I just stayed in touch with you?
Sure. Yeah, I guess. Oh,
Cool.
I'm kind of
What's a
lay
good
down.
email
Yeah,
for
sure.
you? Hey, what's a good email?
Okay. All right.
Cool. Is this your cell phone number? Great. Well, listen, man, it's been good to meet you, get to know you for just a sec. If you need anything in the world whatsoever, I'm going to stay in touch with you via email. So I'm just right down the road, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
like right
Yeah.
down the road. I'm a phone call
Right.
away. If you need something, like you need help moving a piece of furniture, you give old Rick a shout. I'll tell everybody I said hey, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. And then you're just adding that to your database and trickling them, I guess.
Exactly. And so that's kind of
Okay.
a script. I mean, so that's the script, but what ends up happening is you end up relating with something. You find some common ground, and normally you get into conversations that spiral into just different areas of the conversation, but it all kind of comes back to the same place.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and the ones that are kind of standoffish, like you were, doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm just
Sure.
because like they have their block up, kind of like, okay, who you call me, and I'm just here to say, hey, I'm nope, like I'm safe. I'm a safe person. I'm not trying to get you
Right.
to do anything
Right.
or
Right.
anything like that. I'm just using your property. This is what I'm doing. I'm using your property as an excuse to see if I can get into a conversation and get to know you. That is it. I have
Okay.
zero expectations if they're going to buy, if they're going to sell. I don't care about any of that whatsoever. Again, the number one reason why people choose a real estate agent is because they had a friend in the business with a great reputation. So I want to
Right.
be that friend in the business with a great
Right.
reputation. The way I can be that friend in the business with a great reputation is if I call and talk to them and create that friendship
Right.
and then have a great reputation. So for
Okay.
me at that point, it's time to get after it, because once I realized that this is the name of the game. How many property owners can I talk to?
Yeah.
Then game over. And that's what it was. I did this until I was selling 100 properties a year, and I didn't care about anything else.
So basically your method was just that. You started your morning off just dialing. And
Not really. I want to organize my business at 8 o'clock and really schedule my day on a legal pad. And then I want to study MLS for a good 15 minutes and really wrap my head around what's happening new in the market from yesterday. And then I want to start thinking about who I'm going to call about 8:30 and really get all my ducks in a row with the numbers and the dialer and scripts and, data that I need for the calls. And then by 9 o'clock, I'm dialing 9 to 12. So I don't care how many numbers I dial. What I care about is how many hours I dialed. So I may have a 3-hour session where I call 100 dials and talk to, 5 of them talk to me for 30 minutes a piece.
Yeah.
And then the next day I may dial 250 numbers where I had only one person that talked to me for 20 minutes. Right. So I can't dictate day to day how many people are going to pick up, how many people are going to want to talk for a while, good call sessions, bad call. I can't, you can't predict that part. So I don't care how many dials I make. What I care is that I was on the phone for those 3 hours that I dedicated to my business to do, for that day. Now, if
all of this is on the 0 to diamond, then, so because I'm kind of clueless to all this. I've got some great people who've mentored me. I know you probably know how EXP works. So I've got some great people who have mentored me, but the downside, I guess, to my mentors is they've been in it just forever, and so they've got such a great database. They've got such a network that they're not dialing. They're not even doing social media for that matter. They literally just kind of live in that database that they have. And so I'm like, hey, what do I do? And they're like, you're really good at social media. I'm like, that's so great. Guess I don't care. Because it's good. You get a lot of people who see your face. And I think Facebook gave me $31 last month. And I'm like, yeah.
So what you have to do with social media, bro, is you have to engage with other people. So you have to use it like a social media platform, which means you need to look up people that are in your area and follow them, message them, like and comment under their post. Try to get them to engage back in a DM or something like that. Have a really clear bio that shows, who you are, what you do, where you're at. A lot of real estate agents in their bio, I can't even tell what market they're in.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It just says real estate agent. I'm like, well, where are you? I can't really tell.
Right.
You need to have it really clear where you are, what you're doing, and that way when they go to your bio, they know exactly who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, but you need to be engaging and try to create those back and forths.
Yeah.
And then that could go to the same place, like, how you doing? Enjoying the day.
Yeah.
I sell real estate, something I could do for you, great. Do you have an agent you might work with? Okay, cool. Can I stay in touch? Great. What's a good email? It's all the same stuff.
Right. No, that's awesome. Hey, I appreciate it. I will go check it out. Like I said, I'm looking for that strategy. I can just kind of start lining out my day and I firmly believe if I find kind of a rhythm and stick to it, eventually it's going to pan out. I have really hard time finding my rhythm, which is kind of weird for me.
Jonathan.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, bud. I'm gonna let you talk to Sean for a second. My wife just walked in. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna get with you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, Sean?
It's good, man. How are you?
I'm surviving.
You're surviving. Well, hey, that's good. That's.
Yeah. I'm not dead, so I guess that's a reason to smile. You wake up, see the sun.
Any day above ground is a good day. I don't understand that one, but I think I get it. So that's
I thought there were some good questions you asked Ricky. I had a couple of those that you answered for me, so I didn't have to ask him. Ask him.
Oh, good.
What market are you in?
I'm in. Well, I live in Maple Valley, Washington, so it's south of Seattle. So we're not. When people say we're in Seattle, it's kind of a misnomer. We're about 30 minutes shy.
All right, y'all get to know each other pretty good.
Yeah, no, we're good. He's going to come visit us in Maple Valley in Seattle. He's going to come.
Or you come to Florida.
Oh,
so Jonathan, man, what's going on with you, bro? What can I do to help you?
I guess what would be helpful for me is kind of like a blueprint of what actions I should take coming up. Because I kind of ran into a situation where I had to take that step back from real estate. You know, I've been following you for a couple of years, and I do got your phone number, but I know I've kind of been dealing with my own stuff, so I just didn't reach out. But figured I'd hop on here. I recently moved across the country out to Florida. I just got my license, and my current hang up is I just don't have the money to get my get in with an association at the moment. So I started a new job as a yacht technician, so I'm saving up money for that. And so basically, now that I got you caught up, I was wondering what actions I could take, because I work from 8 to 5. And so I'm just not sure what I could be doing outside of like working the internet and studying the market. Because I do have a Facebook page that I've been kept active, and I've been studying Zillow and whatnot until I get MLS access.
Okay.
So I just don't, what could I do until I can actually get into an association?
Got you, man. So like you've got your license.
Yeah, it's a inactive license because I'm not with the brokerage yet or an association.
That's what I'm saying. So it's inactive right now.
Yes.
And then no association. So it was active. You did have the association and everything. And then, but you had to take a step back and you let it lapse, and it's inactive, and you took a step back from MLS, right?
No, so I started following you when I lived in Arizona, and I got licensed out there, and I got in my own head. I was thinking, well, why would I put in all this effort with real estate if I know I'm moving across the country? So I just didn't put in effort. And so I just got licensed in Florida, and I just don't yet have enough money to get into the association. So, and I'm trying to hop on with EXP, and they want me to have an association first.
Okay. So, but back where you were, that license is inactive, or it's still active?
It's now inactive. Yes.
Okay. I got it, man. So,
I'm in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area now.
Okay, cool. All right. So basically you basically got, rock. Why did you move to Florida, by the way?
I got other goals. I want to have my own large sailboat and take people on private cruises and whatnot. And what's a better place than Florida to do something like that? So moved out here.
And so the sailboat business, that would be your business, your boat, your business?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like another business. I don't yet know how in depth I want to go with it outside of like, every now and then,
So there's a couple things going on here, man. You've been basically brought back to rock bottom. You moved to Florida to start another business. And you kind of need like a foundational bottom to build the building blocks of your career, to build it up to a place where you don't get knocked down again, right?
Yeah, because right now, I made a couple bad decisions on moving out here. I should have saved a little bit more, and I had a small chunk of change when I moved out here, but as I was job hunting and whatnot, I kind of ran that dry. And so now I'm living out of my truck right now in this area, trying to get my life set up and whatnot. But I still have free time after work. So I want to utilize that free time instead of just sitting here ho-hum, not doing anything about my situation.
Yeah. No, I understand, bro. So, but there's two things here. There's you're foundationally at the bottom, and you want to build the building blocks to kind of build a career, right? But then for me, when I look at the situation, you're also kind of want to build this other business, right? So you got two businesses, and honestly, man, you can't build two businesses, right? You got to focus on one business at a time. So I want
to focus on real estate first.
Right. And you moved to Florida primarily to do the sailboat business?
Yes. To be in that right area, because I intend to live here, and I figure, well, if real estate's a long-term type of business, I should be living in the area, I intend to actually stay.
Looking back, do you think that was a good idea or bad idea?
I think I should have saved up a little bit more and got things more squared away over here before making that transition,
But
such
then you would
as
have had, but then you would have had to start over again, even if you would have saved up a lot, right? You'd have to start over again in your real estate business in Florida, right? I think here's what I think the big picture would have been, right? For this, if I could have like got a hold of you long before all this, right? I think I would have said, where was you? Arizona, Phoenix?
yes,
I would have
and I
stayed in
wasn't having any business at all. So
right. But well, I guess it didn't matter if you're starting over anyway. Um, I don't know about that part then. But
yeah,
here's what you should do, right? You should solely focus on real estate, number one. But what's your 8 to 5 job?
I'm a yacht technician.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I have to know, right, to help you is what hours throughout the week on what days are you going to dedicate 100% to your real estate business?
Mhm. So kind of what I was thinking is for right now, get my association and brokerage dues taken care of so I can legally practice everything and study up on the market as
No, no,
much as
no,
I
no, no, no,
can.
no, 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 no. I'm asking you just a simple, what hours on what days are you going to dedicate to 100% building your real estate business?
I was thinking about an hour during the week. That way I still have time to do like dinner and shower and stuff. And then on the weekends, I'd like to do half of the day, like in the morning.
Okay. So you're talking about an hour each day, Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, and then 4 hours on the weekends. Because
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to get
Monday,
a second job so I can get out of living in my truck.
okay. Monday through Friday. Okay. Well, okay. So here we go. Second job, right? What could that be? Serving tables, Uber. You could be doing Uber Eats. Can you do that in your truck?
I can't do Uber Eats. I've been doing it, but gas is so expensive, it's not profitable for me. So I'm looking for more like just like a busser thing, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just something
Got
easy.
it, dude. Got it. When I left the business in 2008, not 2008, I got back in the business in 2008. When I left the business in 2005, I didn't do real estate at all. Like I was totally out and I was working 2 jobs. I was serving tables all day. I mean, I was roofing all day and then serving tables at night. And then
Mm,
I would get up and do it again. And so I didn't do real estate at all. I completely stepped out of the business. I kept my license active. I kept MLS, but I didn't do real estate whatsoever. And then I got the job on the oil rig where I was working every other week. And I thought, great, every other week I can do real estate and then work in the oil rig a week and then do real estate every other week. But that didn't work
mm,
out because it took me about 4 days to recover from the oil rig. By the time I was like recovered, it was time to go back on the rig. And I couldn't really do anything during that time. So literally from '05 to like beginning of 2008, I didn't do any real
mm,
estate. I didn't spend any time in real estate whatsoever. I spent my time reading, doing self-development. I read 100 books during that
mm.
time because that was my thing. I wanted to get better as a person. So do you read?
I do a lot of audio books because I had been doing like Uber Eats. So anytime I was driving, I was listening. Or whenever I'm doing something on a boat that is just me and it's kind of don't need my brain, I throw on an audiobook. So I've listened to almost all of the Rich Dad books, Robert Kiyosaki,
Hmm.
and some Tony Robbins, some of his books.
Okay.
What was it? Richest Man in Babylon, and some other financial and self improvement type of books.
I think there's a couple things, man, for you. Number one is don't give up. Like even if you don't do real estate at all right now, and you get a
Mhm.
second job and like you're just trying to survive and get to where you're renting a place and all that, that's fine. If you have to step completely out of real estate for a second, that's
Mhm.
fine. But just know that you're not going to give up, and that once you get on your feet, you're going to start inching your way back into real estate, right? You know that in the back of your
Yeah.
head, you're going to come back strong, and you're going to learn lessons from this. Second thing is it's like it seems like any off time you have, you should be looking for that second job rather than doing real estate, honestly, right?
Mhm.
So that's one thing. But secondly, like, is that your path right now? Like, step one, get your license active. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, just because I personally feel weird about trying to push out anything real estate until I'm 100% legal, because I don't want to get in a situation where I got someone that's like ready to go and I can't do anything.
Here's what you have to do. All right. So spend any time that you're spending on real estate working towards getting your license activated. Okay. Until
Okay.
you get past that threshold, then you'll go to the next step, which is what? Making phone calls like a
Mhm.
wild man. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
want to
all
do once I'm active is make a
that's all
shit
you
ton
need to
of
be
phone
doing.
calls.
That's all you need to be doing, or door knocking, right? But
Mhm.
making phone calls, talking to property owners, don't even worry about anything else. Spend all your time talking to property owners. But I think you have a long journey here, right? From moving from your truck to a second job to a place to live to an active real estate agent to calling people to working your way up. You've got a long journey. This is going to take years and years. I can go ahead and tell you.
Mhm.
Why do I know that? Because I did exactly what you're talking about. But what you should do is as you get this second job, um, look at your schedule every week and go ahead and see if you can fit some real estate in there somewhere. Like if you're
Mhm.
doing your second job and that second job is working 4 nights a week and you've got one night, you may want to rest that one night or that one afternoon. But if you can throw an hour in there of calls or whatever, and then on
Mhm.
the weekends, like Saturday morning, do a 4-hour call session every Saturday. That might even be your thing. Getting your license
Yeah,
active
that was
and then doing
that,
doing a 4-hour call session every Saturday. That's just your thing. You just do a 4-hour
mhm.
call session every Saturday, and then whatever happens happens. You're not looking for like any kind of like $1 million thing in the next 6 months to a year. You just want to continue slowly building your book of business up to the point where we know that if you don't give up, bro, and you keep moving forward and you keep inching up and you're doing the weekly email and you're making the calls, that you will eventually get there where you're making enough money in real estate to go full time.
Mhm.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that was sort of my plan was I have this job. This job pays pretty well, but it's still not quite enough to get me out of my truck. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get the second job on the weekend, working night times. That way I leave my morning on the weekends for real estate specifically. And then during the week, I don't take on the second job. That's where I wanted to do that little bit of real estate in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then just after I got into a place, I could save up more, give myself that cushion, and just keep working until eventually I get rid of the second job and go full time on real estate on the weekend, doing phone call sessions and open houses. And then uh, after I actually get under contract and sold with a house, then possibly go full time. That was
Got it,
kind
man.
of my thought process.
That's a perfect thought process, man. Stick to the plan and execute. What can I do? What can I do to help you?
I guess I just didn't know if that was a good plan or
It's a
if
great
there was
plan,
anything
bro.
else I could be doing.
It's a great plan. I
All
would
right.
stick
Well,
to it, man. Just stay the course to it.
all right. Oh,
Hey,
thank
we're
you.
rooting for you,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I wanted to.
We're I see a lot of stuff in the comments. We're rooting for you, bro. So keep me informed on how it's going. DM me on Instagram right now so that I can see what profile you are and keep up with you.
All right. Yeah. Well, I don't have a business Instagram. I could do that, but I got your personal phone number. I could shoot you a text.
Okay.
Or I
Yeah,
guess
do
that
that.
might not be it. All right.
See you,
Well,
bro.
thank you.
Good
It's
luck,
a
man.
relief to hear that that's actually a good plan because I wasn't so sure, and I figured you probably have some insight onto that.
You're the exact person I'm talking about that's in this boat in the market where people are struggling, getting out of the business and stuff like that. And so this is exactly what happened to me. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it was that I was sleeping in my car and I was working every single day. I never missed a day of work. You know what I mean?
Yep,
And I just
that's exactly
continued
where I'm at
working,
right now. Just working, working, working.
just work, 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 and you'll work your way right out of that hole, man. Just be a little bit, this time around, try to be a little bit smarter about each move you make. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
you don't get back in this same situation.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've read so many more financial books recently because I was like, obviously I screwed something up, so I just dug into that
Yeah,
to figure out
but
what I
maybe
did.
not though. But maybe not because I went through the same thing and I ended up all right.
Mhm.
I think everybody goes through something similar, is what I'm saying. I don't think that you went down the wrong path. I think that this is the path.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, Steve Harvey had to live out of his truck for like 3 years, I think, a couple of years or something.
A lot of people did, man. A lot of really incredibly successful people were broke, homeless, bankrupt in their life.
Mhm. So, well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I
Yeah,
don't really
man.
have any other questions for you, so I guess I'll just keep grinding.
Keep grinding, dude, and keep us informed.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, bro. Dude was cool as anything, wasn't he? Man, we are hoping you the best, bro. Can't wait to see you shining, man, because you are. I just feel like you're gonna go places, man. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. All right. Let's see. Candace.
Oh, hi. I didn't really have a question. I'm just watching and enjoying
Okay, you hit the
everything
link and
going.
stuff. Cool. Good to see you. You don't have any questions?
No, what I've gathered from all of this, hold on, I'm going to move to a different room, is basically stop making excuses and get shit done. That's basically what
Yeah.
I've learned.
That exactly. Like the first guy was talking about didn't want to call people because they're mad because they think that he's annoying them or bothering them because they don't want to sell their house. It's like, who cares? That's not why
Right,
you're
right.
calling. You're gonna
Well,
not
and
call because you're worried what somebody thinks on the other end. Here's the punchline. The fact that you're calling to help someone should put you in a mindset that you don't care what they think about you. Whereas if you call them and they say, "Oh, well, why are you calling me? And I can't believe you're calling me and all this stuff." In the back of your mind, you're like, "Well, I'm just trying to help you. So I don't care what you think about me. I know why I'm here. So you can say whatever you want to, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm here to see if there's something I could do to help you." You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I'm not going to stop calling people, right? Because I want to help the most people that I possibly can.
One thing I was going to ask now that I'm on is so when you were doing the call role play, and I'm assuming you get some people that won't give you their email. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So do you just say, okay, well, I have your number. Are you okay if I just keep in touch
I'll
with
never call them.
you? Okay.
Email is my system. That's how I scale. If my business is predicated on a non-scalable activity, uh, call them the first time to collect their email to put them in a database to send weekly emails to is scalable because I accumulate relationships that way where I can build that to 5, 10,000 people and, have a really amazing business. But if my game plan, if my system is to call people every year or whatever, I can't scale that because I can spend the same 30 minutes on an email that goes out to 50 people as it would if it were 5,000 people. So that's a scalable activity versus if I'm staying in touch via calling, I can't, if I have 5 people I'm calling, that's fine. But if I have even 50 or 500, I can't call all those people to stay in touch. So I don't play that game. If they say I'm not going to give you my email. Well, throughout the phone call, I've gotten really good at making people feel comfortable with me, and that's a skill you'll develop over time. But you'll still have people that don't give you the email, and when they don't give you the email, you say, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to give you the email. Say, okay, well, listen, but here's the deal, right? I'm not, going to spam you with anything if that's what you're thinking. I'm not going to send you junk, right? This is just how I stay in touch with people, and I'm just looking for the opportunity just to stay in touch. You take another stab at it and see if because a lot of people, I mean, it's 50-50 at that point. I've had about 50% say, okay. But not everybody does. And if they don't, then they weren't your people,
Okay. All right. Thanks.
The sea is so big. You can't call every person. You can't touch everybody. It never happens. So that creates an unlimited abyss for you where you could work, 24/7, 365 and never even scratch the surface of the amount of business there. When I say business, I'm talking about relationships to create, right? And future business to multiply. You'll just never get to the end of that barrel. So you don't have to worry about the ones that get away, or no system, no program is going to collect 100% of everybody, and no follow up on the back end is going to close 100% of the people. Like even the weekly email, there's people in my database that go and use other agents. Like it's not foolproof. But it puts you in the best position possible. And that's what you're looking for, the best position possible.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Candace from Charlotte. All right. Cool. Let's see what we got here. Morris. Unmute for me, man, so I can hear you talking.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm in Fayetteville, right by Charlotte.
Yep.
A big buyer's market here is military folks.
Yep.
And I've been this is my second year, and I'm trying to figure out how to get more listings. And I got buyers, unfortunately, on realtor.com stuff.
You're kind of breaking up on me a little bit.
It's like my
Maybe
mic double.
Huh?
It's like my mic is double.
Yeah, your mic is kind of in and out. I think it's the signal because now you're frozen a little bit. You're muted now.
Hang on.
There you go.
Is that better?
Seems to be. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. So, like I said, just trying to get more listings. What's your
Okay.
advice?
Well, there's 2 ways to go about it. Okay. The fastest way is to pick subdivisions and pick houses you want to list and call the owners and get to know them. That's the fastest way. The other way, which works as well, it's just not as fast, is by, and you need to do both, by the way. Everybody should be doing both, by the way, is doing marketing, creating content, videos, blogs, handwritten letters, postcards. You should do all of that. Because the thing is okay, you make YouTube videos and, you don't really get much out of it for a while, but after a while you start to get some traction on it, right? But while you're waiting on traction to come from social, you're just calling like a madman, developing relationships. And then when everything kind of comes together, if you've worked both angles, your business is like a juggernaut. It just explodes. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like people are like, well, how do you get listings? Well, go talk to property owners, right? Get to know them. Okay, who signs a listing agreement? Let's just break it down real simple. Okay, who signs a listing agreement?
Property owners.
Yep, property owners that owns the house. That's the only person that can sign the listing agreement. All right. So how do you get them to sign a listing agreement with you? By becoming friends with them. Whereas they're like, I got a friend in the business that's going to take care of me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
That's it. Real simple. So unless you're talking to property owners in whatever method you want, Zillow, seller leads, handwritten letters, social media, cold calls, door knocking. I don't care how you do it.
I do.
But you better be talking to property owners, or guess what? You won't be getting any listings.
I do make a lot of calls. People every day.
Okay. So you call them property owners?
Oh yeah, yeah. All Zillow, for my owners. That's who I'm. Who's who.
You're calling for sell by owners on Zillow?
Yeah.
Do you call anybody else besides for sell by owners on Zillow?
I don't really. How do you have access to just random people's numbers?
RedX, man. Go to redxdiscount.com and get geo leads, and you can pick any subdivision you want and get all the phone numbers.
RedX. Gotcha.
RedX. Yeah, REDX discount. redxdiscount.com. Get geo leads and go to town.
I love.
I mean, dude, with RedX, it's just a free for all, dude. It's the wild, wild west. You just call anybody you want.
All right. Hey, appreciate it.
Okay, bro.
Yes, sir.
Be good, man. All right, guys. I'm gonna scroll through some of these comments, answer some of you guys' questions. Okay, speak about what you do to get the listing appointment. What are your thoughts on listing presentations? So, with listing appointments, talking about getting a listing appointment, I mean, that's just a seller telling me that they want to sell, and I'm asking them why they want to sell, and then I'm going down that road. And if it's all legit, it all adds up to, they have a legitimate like this is a deal happening, then I'm going to set the appointment. It's like, you don't have to set by that time, it's like that I'm coming to see your house so I can help you sell it. And my thoughts on listing presentations are, well, the question is if you were going to a listing appointment and it was your mother or father, would you do a listing presentation for your mother or father? And the answer is no, you wouldn't do a listing presentation for your mother or father, because you're going to treat them like family. So I don't do listing presentations, never did. I mean, I just did a listing appointment 2 weeks ago and got it. The whole family was there, walked in, they interviewed 3 agents. I'm sure the other 2 did listing presentations. I'm not going to sit down at an awkward, PowerPoint presentation situation and, go through all this stuff you don't even care about. What you want to know is that I care about you and that I'm going to work hard to get your house sold. But how, Ricky, how are you going to do that? Well, I have access to every single buyer in the market, and we're going to price it according to whatever your motivations are, and we're going to get this deal done. I'm also a master negotiator. I'm 18 months in and never miss a weekly email. My distribution is 1,000 and growing every week. I never received one response to my email. Did I experience that? Nope, I didn't experience that. I had deals from my email. I did 20 deals from the email the first year that I did it. So I would have to see your email, bro. So DM me on Instagram a link to your last email, and I'll take a look at it. How do you get people's cell phone numbers? redxdiscount.com. Get geo leads. You get cell phone numbers. I'm looking through the comments for questions, guys. Let's see. Tons of comments. Thank you guys for that. What if they say help with what? Well, this is where it gets crazy because then I feel like I'm educating them on what a real estate agent does. Because I already said that I am so and so with whatever real estate company. How are you doing today? Obviously, I'm a real estate agent. Do I really have to break down the elementary definition of a real estate agent for you, sir or ma'am? So it's like, well, I help people buy and sell real estate. Help with what? I don't know. Maybe you want to buy or sell a piece of property at some point now or in the future. So something like that. But it's like, I just said I'm a real estate agent. Oh, this is cool. Vicky, how are you? Long time no hear from. So she says, when I started in real estate, I learned about Ricky's program and I listened to it. And I didn't do everything, but I did a lot of the things. And I'm one of the top dogs now in her firm. I'm going into my 5th year. That is amazing. I need to bring you on my podcast. Okay. I'm just going to go back to the bottom, see if there's any last minute questions before I get out of here. What do I do when somebody unsubscribes from my email? Do I throw them away and never contact them again? I've never looked at unsubscribes. So I don't even know when people unsubscribe. And as far as contacting them ever again, they're not going to get contacted because they unsubscribed. So they're not going to get any more emails. How would I build a real estate career while working at a dealership at the same time? Well, I would carve out what hours throughout the week I'm going to dedicate 100% to building my real estate business. If I don't have time dedicated to building my real estate business, then I don't have a business. I have to have time that I'm dedicated to building my real estate business. So that's step one. If I don't know that, then I'm not doing anything. Once I have that, I'm going to dedicate to that time. I'm going to spend that time 50. It depends on what those hours are and what that time is. But let's just say throughout the week, I want to spend half of my time on marketing. So if I'm working Monday through Friday, maybe in the afternoons, I can work on marketing and then have one big call sessions on Saturdays. Something like that. It's really per person. Can I make a follow-up campaign in 10 minutes on ChatGPT? Oh, you can make a follow-up campaign in 10 minutes on ChatGPT. Yeah, you can. ChatGPT is really cool. I played around with it today for a while. When they say you can just follow up with them with just their phone number, do you keep the phone number and follow up with them, or just keep moving to the right person? So nowadays, I've created a text database where I'll text out my weekly email as well. So that's something that you guys can implement. You can do that with Constant Contacts. You said buyers take a list of homes from Zillow from your recommendation and call you to see them. They can call an agent from Zillow, not you. How do you know they will be loyal to you? I don't know, Rado. They might call another agent. That's fine. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I've got there's plenty of people to work with, guys. Don't worry about losing. If they're going to leave you, they're going to leave you. Right? I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. If they're going to look on Zillow and call another agent, they're going to call another agent. If when you talk to them that they felt that you had something different about you, your communication, the way that you treated them like family, there's a good chance they're going to stay with you because they know you got their best interest. You can't stop people from using other agents. Not going to happen. What should I be doing with my free time when I don't have anything lined up besides making calls? Marketing. So it depends. If you're new, you probably got some like training you have to do, but If you're not new, you're past all the new agent training stuff. Spend 50% of your time making calls, the other 50% marketing, right? Social media, emails, handwritten letters, blogs, all the marketing stuff. It's endless. What am I telling owners about market decline these days? I'm not telling them anything about market declines these days. And it depends on why they're asking. If somebody says, what's going on with the market? I'm like, well, what do you want to do? You looking to buy? You looking to sell? Why are you looking to buy or sell? I'm really flipping it back on them and kind of understanding why they're asking the question. So until I know why they're asking the question and what they're trying to do, I really don't know what to say to advise them. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. Nobody knows at all. Let's see. Okay, I'm low on funds. How else can I get RedX numbers? So if you could, it's month to month. So if you could just do 1 month of GeoLeads, which is $60, you get like 2,500 phone numbers for $60 to call. And you can just hand dial those. If you're that broke, you could just hand dial them. But even if you don't even have that, you could door knock. You could do call for sale by owners. You could do social media for free, reach out to people. You got open houses, that's free. Your sphere of influence, meeting people in public. What am I missing here, guys? There's tons of free stuff to do. I do Ricky's script and email once a week. Done it for a year now and had the best year last year. I need to do more social media, but I'm heavy on calling. That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. Cool. Do I offer one-on-one calls through my program, Ricky? No, but I can connect you to an agent that helps other agents that works with me. So if you want something like that, just DM me on Instagram and I'll get your information and connect you with somebody maybe in your market. All right, guys. Hey, enjoyed spending some time with you. ZeroToDiamond.com/events. Keep up with where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there. Come see me. Would love to see you. I'm hitting the stage hard this year. Got all kinds of towns lined up. Let's see what else. Also, text me. Add yourself to my text in my database. 251-312-8844. You guys text me and add yourself to my database. That way you guys keep up with motivational texts and events and stuff like that. Should you leave your brokerage if they're doing nothing for you? Yes. Can I take us through a door knocking process? Search on YouTube here, best door knocking script for real estate agents. I've got a really incredible video. Ricky, would I offer free open houses or for sale by owner listings to get potential buyers? Possibly. That's a little sticky. I don't think I would do that myself. There's plenty of other ways to get business and stuff, but yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I know agents that do that and they love it. Guys, I just wanted to do this to show you I really care about you, about your business, about your families. I want to see you guys crush it. I don't want to see you guys quit. This is a long process. It takes decades to really get where you want to be in this business. And I'm here to help you every single step of the way. So please let me know what I can do to help. And with that, I guess we'll see you guys on the next video. Yeah, I'll be in the office all day tomorrow. So I'll be crushing it at the office, a bunch of meetings and stuff like that. I plan to go live again Thursday and Friday if possible, if it all works out. So hopefully 2 more lives this week. So looking forward to that. Please let me know what I could do to help you guys. Keep crushing it. Until next time, keep selling.